Hi everyone, my name is Dawn and I am the Whirlwind Mama. Now I am a mom of 6 kids. I am a full-time teacher and my husband has a full-time job. We have 4 dogs and we are crazy busy. And so for years, my husband has called me the Whirlwind because I do things fast and I do a lot of things at a time. And sometimes I do it great and sometimes I'm messy. But you know, that's just the way it works when we have 2 full-time jobs and 6 very busy kids. We have, in about a week and a half, we will have 4 teenagers, 1 preteen, and a 6-year-old. So busy is the name of the game around here. So I try to do things quickly but well, and I love to give my family healthy home cooked meals. So I'm going to show you my home cooked lasagna that I put together today, and I put together 2 of them in case we have any guests, and I'm truly made those ahead to put in the freezer for Christmas, so that way on Christmas Day I can have them already thawed in the fridge and I can just put them in the oven and they can do their own thing. And then sometime this weekend I'm going to actually make the casseroles for our breakfast casserole for Christmas, and then get some freezer meals put together for the upcoming week and do some cooking ahead for the upcoming week because we have been in the pandemic. It is December of 2020 and I have to go back to teaching on campus this week on Monday. It's Friday now, and we just found out yesterday that we're going back on campus. So it's just been a crazy year, and I want to be able to have some things done ahead to have some peace and some time in the evening to spend time with our family. My husband and the kids and I have been making ourselves have some family time every night, starting the last couple of weeks, because it's just been so busy that we realized we were just losing that connection, and we don't want to do that. Our kids are growing quickly, and we know how quick this time is going to go, and we want to make the best of it. So we have been doing some special things for Advent in the evening and just spending time together. So these next few videos are going to be how I get food prepped ahead, how I get things ready for the week, and how I get some things in the freezer so I don't have to do this every single week. So I'm going to take you along for the ride, and I hope you enjoy Whirlwind Mama. Okay, so I went ahead and cooked my ground beef in the slow cooker yesterday, and I just put it in the fridge last night because of course I'm whirlwinding it, and I know that my next few weeks are going to be really busy, so I am trying to get ahead. So I cooked 6 pounds of ground beef, and I added a bunch of garlic powder, and what else did I put in here? Garlic powder, salt and pepper, and the ground beef. And I let it cook for several hours. I put it in frozen. So I just took my, I had a 10-pound roll of ground beef that I had cut up into 2-pound chunks and put in the freezer several weeks ago. And so I grabbed out 3 of those 2-pound chunks, and I put them in, they were in freezer bags. I put them in the sink in some hot water for about 20 minutes while I was online teaching. And then when I had a break, I just came in the kitchen real fast. I threw a liner. You see this plastic here? It's a crockpot liner because I'm whirlwinding it and I don't have a lot of time. So I put the liner in, put the ground beef in, frozen, put my salt, pepper, and garlic powder on the top, and just let it do its thing. And then every break that I had, which isn't many, I just came and I used my star chopping tool and chopped it up, and it just, as it started to cook, and it did not take long. It took about 2 hours to be totally done, but I just let it cook slow, and then just chopped it as it went. So I did that. Now this summer, my daughter and I had a blast having a garden together. And so we grew a bunch of things. And one of the things that we grew a lot of was tomatoes. So as the tomatoes were ripe, we had more than we needed. And now we're a family of 8. So we go through a lot of food around here. But I just blended them up in my blender, put them in a pot, cooked them, and then I canned them. But you can just use store-bought tomato juice. And this is just how I've made lasagna for years with my mom. She taught me this when I was a kid, and now I'm teaching my kids. So you just dump in some tomato juice, and I put in about a tablespoon of garlic powder. Sometimes if I have the time, I'll put in fresh garlic also, but I don't have time today. So I'm just dumping in the garlic powder, and then I'm putting in about a tablespoon of parsley, a tablespoon, I'm just eyeballing it because that's how I do things. I'm just eyeballing it, that's a tablespoon. I'm going to put about a tablespoon and a half because I like a lot of flavor in my lasagna. And I'm making this lasagna as a make-ahead meal to put in the freezer for Christmas. This is really and truly my Christmas meal. That's a tablespoon, and that's another tablespoon, and this is just basil leaves, okay? And then I'm going to put in another, oopsie doodle, this is empty. So I'm just gonna, that's about a teaspoon. And thankfully I have some more ground oregano in my pantry now, in my cabinet right here. So I am going to put that oregano in here, another tablespoon or so, and mix it all together. And then I'm going to add let's see here, what is this? 1 6-ounce can of tomato paste, and I'm just going to stir it all together and let it cook in the slow cooker for probably about 2 hours, because it's honestly 5:23 in the morning, and as I do things whirlwind style, I woke up, couldn't get back to sleep, realized I've got this meat sitting here that I wanted to make this lasagna ahead, because I'm trying to get ahead for Christmas this year. Here we go. Here's our oregano. I had to kind of open it. So that's about a tablespoon of ground oregano, and I'll taste it as I go and see how it tastes. And if I like it, great. If I don't, I'll add some more stuff. But I'm also, because I'm using herbs and not a mix of any kind, I'm just going to dump in some salt. So I'm going to put in it's about a teaspoon and a half of salt. And I'm going to dump in some pepper as well. I've got some pepper right here. I keep all of my spices right next to where I do a lot of my cooking. Sorry, I'm holding the camera and working with my left hand here. So, but I want you to see how easy it is. I just put in about a teaspoon of ground pepper. Now, of course, you can grind your own. You can use whatever you have, but this is what I do. I just use what I have, and I try to have easy things in my pantry and in my fridge and in my spice cabinet, so that I can just throw together some things to make it easy. And I love to cook, so there are times where I will take the time to chop those herbs and spices and do all the things. But today, it's December, and it's a whirlwind with online pandemic teaching. I have 6 kids. My husband is working. I work. We have 4 dogs. It's busy. So I want to be ahead for Christmas this year so that I can slow down my whirlwind pace and just enjoy my family. And so we're almost done with Christmas shopping. It's December 4th. And I did that on purpose, and I try to do that every year, but it doesn't always happen. In the last couple of years, it didn't. So I am making it a priority right now. So now I'm going to dump in this 6 ounces of tomato paste, and then I'm going to let this cook for a couple hours, and I'm going to go back to sleep. And then before I start my teaching day, I'm going to get up and finish prepping this meal and get it in the freezer so that on Christmas morning, I will have pulled the lasagnas out of the freezer a couple of days ahead. Just put it in the refrigerator, let them thaw slowly in the refrigerator, and then I'll just put them in the oven on low and slow, maybe about 300, and just let them cook for a couple of hours slowly while we're having fun with our Christmas day. And then towards the late afternoon, we'll pull them out and maybe have a salad or some garlic bread or some, you know, some different special treats, maybe some special salads and things. But that's it. And then they're just gonna, it'll be ready, easy, and I don't have to do a whole bunch of fuss on that day. So I will patch you back in here in a little while and show you the assembly process. Okay, so we have all the parts ready. We've cooked the noodles, and I did them al dente so that they wouldn't get soggy and gross. And I have the sauce turned out awesome. It's been sitting here for about 3 hours just doing its thing, and it's perfect. And then I have the mozzarella for the top, and I added a tablespoon to a tablespoon of dried basil to 24 ounces of cottage cheese. And so I'm doing 2 lasagnas because we have 8 people, and it's a holiday meal. So in case we have anybody come, or any if we want to have it for breakfast or for lunch and dinner that day, but we just so we have extra. So I put sauce on the bottom. Now, with me, because there are so many of us, if I'm going to make a batch of something, I always seem to make a big one. So, like General Stewart says, she only knows things mega and lots. Well, that's me too. And I've been doing that since before we had 6 kids, because with the whirlwind life that I have, it's just too hard to constantly be cooking every day. So I've got a lot of friends, excuse all my bread and tortillas, I'm going to be batch cooking this weekend. So I have several friends, like from work and stuff, ask me, how in the world do I keep enough food, and what do I do to feed everybody and still work and juggle 6 kids and all the things. So this is how I do it. I've got 5 minutes before my before my meeting starts, my class day, work day, school day, whatever you want to say, starts. So I need to really quickly make these lasagnas and get them in the freezer. So I'll get them set up, and then my kids are they're virtual learning right now. So one of them can grab the pans after I wrap them up and help me get them in the freezer. Or they can sit there and cool for a few minutes while I'm teaching, and then when I have a break I can throw them in the freezer, so because they are still kind of warm. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to be doing 4 layers on each one. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 5 noodles, because there's 20 noodles in each box of noodles that I made, and I did 2 boxes of lasagna noodles. So because I'm putting so much stuff in them, we'll probably only need 1 lasagna for Christmas dinner, and then I can save the other for another day. Alright, so I'm just going to take about 1/3 of this mixture here. It's just cottage cheese and basil, and spread it lightly on these noodles. Then I've got some Parmesan that I'm going to sprinkle on there, and then add sauce on the top, and then I'll just repeat that till the top layer, and then I'll just top the top layer of noodles with sauce and cheese, and then I'll come back and show you the end result. Okay, so here are my 2 completed lasagnas, and I will get those wrapped up in foil and then wrapped with a layer of plastic wrap and in the freezer, just in time to whirl over to my school day. And that's how I do things whirlwind style. Hope you have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry about the crummy camera shots, but I was in a hurry and I am working on the video techniques that I need to be using to make this camera experience enjoyable for all of my viewers. But I wanted to get this out, and I know that if I don't do it when I have a minute, it's not going to happen. So I hope you have a great day. Hope you enjoy, and I will link the recipe down below. Hope you subscribe and ring the bell so that you are notified when there are any new videos. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.